Welcome to our deep dive into the explosive start of 2025 NFL free agency, a period already bursting with headlines, mega extensions, and bold moves that could reshape the league as we know it. In today's video, we're not just listing winners and losers, we're telling the story of a free agency window that feels like a blockbuster movie. Full of twists, drama, and moments that will be remembered for seasons to come. Chapter 1. The grand stage opens. The NFL's legal tampering window has just swung open, and the league is buzzing with activity. As teams jump into negotiations, sometimes even before the official free agency window starts on Wednesday, we see a mix of high-stakes deals and strategic gambles. From headline-grabbing quarterbacks to blockbuster extensions for the league's top performers. This free agency cycle is already turning heads, and among the most talked-about moves, our analysis highlights some early winners and, unfortunately for some, early losers. Chapter 2. Winners of the free agency frenzy. Tom Brady. The Silver Fox still has the magic. Imagine hearing your favorite 7-time Super Bowl champion offering sharp critiques on Fox's game broadcasts, grading throws like they were homework assignments. That's Tom Brady for you. His transition from the gridiron to the broadcast booth has not only kept him in the public eye but also showcased his uncompromising standards for excellence. With the Las Vegas Raiders making a bold upgrade at quarterback, reuniting head coach Pete Carroll with Geno Smith, Brady's subtle influence is felt across the league. As a minority owner of a team, he's got skin in the game, and his knack for spotting talent is paying dividends for the Raiders. Brady's new role might even hint at a new wave of strategic thinking among team owners and managers. Cam Ward, the draft's hottest prospect. Meanwhile, NFL draft prospect Cam Ward is lighting up conversations as the best quarterback in this year's draft class. Hailing from Miami, Ward is rapidly becoming the must-grab free agent, especially since many of the top QB-needy teams, once linked with names like Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, Justin Fields, and Geno Smith, are now settling into their long-term plans. With a blend of raw athleticism and a promising skill set, Ward is projected to leave the draft board early. In an era where veteran contracts balloon to astronomical numbers, the appeal of a rookie with immense potential is hard to ignore. And rumor has it, league trends suggest that Colorado's Shedeur Sanders won't be far behind in turning heads. Tyreek Hill, a receiver's rebound. In another intriguing twist, Tyreek Hill is reaping the benefits of change. Remember when Hill famously demanded a trade after a dismal season with the Miami Dolphins? That exit may have been bitter, but it also set the stage for a fresh start. Hill's numbers took a nosedive in the absence of his starting quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, with Miami now scrambling to bolster its quarterback room, adding Zach Wilson on a one-year, $6 million fully guaranteed deal. The hope is that Hill will see a resurgence in production when Tua is on the field. With improved QB play, Hill's dynamic ability is expected to shine, and fantasy managers can certainly smile a bit wider this season. Buffalo Bills salary cap wizards. Josh Allen's megadeal. Not to be overlooked are the Buffalo Bills, whose front office has again demonstrated strategic brilliance by reworking Josh Allen's contract. The reigning MVP, already known for his top-tier play, just inked a 6-year extension through 2030. With $250 million in guarantees, the highest in NFL history, Allen's deal not only rewards his performance but also provides the Bills with much-needed flexibility to build around their star quarterback. This move is a masterclass in balancing individual brilliance with long-term team strategy, ensuring the Bills can continue to compete at the highest level while nurturing emerging talent. The NFL schedule makers, a star-studded spectacle. While the on-field moves grab most of the headlines, let's not forget the behind-the-scenes maestros, the NFL schedule makers. Pittsburgh's general manager, Omar Khan, managed to pull off a pivotal trade, snagging wide receiver DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks for a second-round draft pick. Metcalf's arrival in Pittsburgh, where he averaged over 1.100 receiving yards per season, is set to light up the highlight reels, although his trade might not pack the same punch as a hypothetical Rodgers move. It underscores how league-wide teams are capitalizing on every opportunity to assemble a winning roster. And with major market teams drawing more eyes to the league, schedule makers are poised to boost ratings with a roster of superstars spread across the field. Chapter 3. Losers in a high-stakes game. Jets fans and their quest for a consistent passing game. Not every story in this free agency frenzy has a happy ending. Jets fans, in particular, have reason to be anxious. While the franchise's choice to sign Justin Fields on a mid-tier bridge contract is seen as a potential spark for a 2025 reset, questions remain about the team's offensive line and overall pass protection. Early assessments suggest that while Fields shows undeniable athleticism and promise, the lack of a robust offensive line could leave the Jets struggling to build a consistent passing game. This is a delicate balance, capitalizing on Fields' dual-threat ability without over-relying on his arm. Aaron Rodgers, the veteran in limbo. Then there's Aaron Rodgers, whose post-Jets journey has taken an unexpected turn. The 41-year-old quarterback, once the epitome of success, finds himself in an uncertain free agency landscape. Rodgers desired to join the Los Angeles Rams, who opted instead to reinvest in their future with Matthew Stafford and sign his favorite receiver. Davante Adams has seemingly slipped away, with both the Rams and the Steelers emerging as the likely destinations for Rodgers. His prospects for playing on a contender in 2025 are becoming increasingly murky. For a player who once redefined quarterback play, these setbacks highlight the unforgiving nature of free agency and the high cost of missed opportunities. Bengals GM Duke Tobin's ROI challenge. The Cincinnati Bengals, too, are facing a tough reality, with a focus on extending star receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Bengals general manager Duke Tobin now faces pressure as market prices escalate. Recent mega deals, such as the extension for Browns edge rusher Myles Garrett, which now averages $40 million per year, have dramatically shifted the landscape. With Chase emerging as a rival for the title of the best receiver in the league, the Bengals may soon find themselves overpaying or scrambling to match rising market values. What seemed like a calculated risk is now turning into a potential pitfall. As the cost of securing top-tier talent skyrockets, Cowboys secondary and Vikings receiver woes. Even teams with established cores aren't immune to the tremors of free agency. The Dallas Cowboys, for instance, suffered a setback when slot corner Jordan Lewis, a veteran mentor and unexpected anchor of their secondary, was lost in a bidding war to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Similarly, the Minnesota Vikings are experiencing quarterback whiplash. With their receiving core led by Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, the Vikings had high hopes for a seamless transition under quarterback J.J. McCarthy. However, after unproven Darnold, who delivered impressive numbers in his brief stint last season, was signed by Seattle to a 3-year deal worth up to $100.5 million. The Vikings now face an adjustment period. For a team built around continuity, this kind of instability in quarterback play could spell trouble on the field. Chapter 4. The bigger picture, what this means for the league. Every move in free agency sends ripples through the NFL ecosystem. The early winners are those who not only secure top talent but also craft deals that position their franchises for long-term success. Meanwhile, the losers serve as cautionary tales of the risks inherent in free agency. The contrasting strategies, from the confident, veteran-led moves of the Bills to the high-risk, high-reward gambles by teams like the Jets, are shaping a narrative that will influence the upcoming NFL draft cycle and, ultimately, the season itself. For instance, the decision by teams to invest in young, dynamic quarterbacks like Cam Ward highlights a league-wide trend toward valuing athleticism and potential over established, but aging, veterans. As veteran contracts continue to balloon in cost, many franchises are shifting their focus toward building around emerging stars who can adapt to the modern, fast-paced game. Furthermore, mega deals like Josh Allen's renegotiation are setting new benchmarks for what teams are willing to commit financially. While these contracts may stretch salary caps, they also provide a sense of stability and a framework for building a championship-caliber team. The ripple effects of these decisions are already influencing draft strategies, trade negotiations, and even the scheduling of games, ensuring that every offseason move is as impactful as it is headline-grabbing. Chapter 5. A humorous look at the chaos. Now, let's take a moment to inject some humor into this high-stakes drama. Picture the scene in a team's front office. The general manager pacing nervously as trade rumors swirl like a whirlwind. While a veteran coach quips, "At least we're not paying a king's ransom for a rookie, yet." Even amidst the chaos, there's an unspoken understanding that free agency is as much about timing and luck as it is about strategy. It's like trying to predict the weather. Sometimes you get a sunny forecast. And other times, you're caught in a downpour of unexpected twists. Or imagine the Jets' locker room after a particularly frustrating call. "All right, team, let's turn our quarterback woes into a lesson in creative offense. Maybe Fields can teach us a new dance move on the field." Moments like these remind us that, beneath the numbers and big contracts, the NFL is all about passion, perseverance, and sometimes, a well-timed laugh. Chapter 6. The Road Ahead, Anticipation and Speculation. As we close this chapter on the early stages of the 2025 NFL free agency, one thing is crystal clear. The decisions made in these next few days will reverberate throughout the league for years to come. Will Tom Brady's critical eye continue to influence franchise strategies? Can rookie quarterback Cam Ward immediately transform his potential into on-field success? And will the setbacks faced by teams like the Jets and Bengals force a rethinking of their long-term plans? With the official free agency window just around the corner, every team's next move is under intense scrutiny. Analysts, fans, and fantasy managers alike are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see which bold gambles will pay off and which missteps will be remembered as cautionary tales. For many, this is more than just a series of contract negotiations. It's the opening act of a season filled with promise, unpredictability, and the kind of drama that only the NFL can deliver. Conclusion: the ultimate free agency rollercoaster. In summary, the 2025 NFL free agency has already presented a mixed bag of early winners and losers. From Tom Brady's savvy influence and Cam Ward's promising breakout to the struggles of Aaron Rodgers and the financial tightrope faced by the Bengals, the landscape is as dynamic as ever. These early moves not only set the stage for the upcoming season but also provide a preview of the evolving strategies that will shape the future of the league. As we await more official announcements and further developments, one thing remains certain: every decision, every trade, and every extension is part of a larger narrative that defines the NFL. And whether you're a die-hard fan, a fantasy manager, or simply a casual observer, the unfolding drama of free agency is a reminder of why football remains one of the most exciting sports in the world. So, what do you think? Are these early winners destined to lead their teams to glory? Or will the early losers find a way to bounce back when the pressure mounts? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth NFL analysis and updates. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned as we continue to track every twist and turn in what promises to be an unforgettable free agency season.